Commission meeting at 5:31 p.m. Thank you, everybody, for coming. First on the agenda is reorg. I hesitate to, we skipped it the last time because we didn't have a full board. I hesitate to skip it again just because we're getting pretty far in the year here. So I think we'll move forward if everyone's okay with that. And I'd be looking for a nomination for chairman.
I nominate Ryan Hogan for chairman.
A second.
Are there any other nominations for chairman? Okay. All in favor of myself as chairman?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you. Looking for a nomination for vice chair?
Nominate Hannah Stevens.
Second.
Are there any other nominations for vice chair? All in favor of Hannah Stevens as vice chair, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And aye back over there, Jim? Did you say aye?
Yes.
Okay. All right, unanimous. Okay, is Rhonda here? Rhonda is not here, so we will skip number 2. Rebecca, is Dawn coming?
She's supposed to be. She said she was on her way.
Okay, so we got a few things here to talk about, so just skip you and move back to you.
Okay.
That works, okay. So next up is a discussion with the Pickleball Club regarding improvements to the outdoor pickleball basketball court and a recommendation to the Capital Committee. You guys want to come on up?
All of us. Well, he got all of us. Well, some of us. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
You missed it. Did you see his Chinese sumo outfit?
Yeah, you guys could state your names for the record, please.
Jim Duchamp.
Pam Schwartz. Judy Russell.
And you're all part of the Pickleball Club, is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. So I got a note from the town administrator's assistant saying you guys are looking to put the new court on the Capital Committee's agenda. And they need a recommendation for us to do that. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about that just a little bit, where you are in the process.
Well, spring's coming, hopefully.
Hopefully.
And we've had a lot of activity in the gymnasium all through the winter. There's been a waiting list almost all the time. And soon, hopefully, we'll be going outside to the courts. And the courts are really showing their age, and we're giving them plenty of use. And we're very interested in finding a way to maintaining those courts so that we can keep using them and they'll be safe. Some of the cracks are getting pretty big.
Okay.
I have no idea how old they are.
As long as I've been around, so a long time.
And I don't know if they've ever been sealed or fixed up or anything. But the town is lucked out without spending any or very little money on them all these years. And we know the courts come under the control of the Rec Commission, and we'd like your input on a way to move forward to provide improvements and developments of new courts, if possible, in the town. We were talking about repairing the existing basketball, pickleball court out there, as well as construction of new courts on town property elsewhere.
That's a separate issue that we don't have any
Yes.
quotes for yet. We do have a quote for the resurfacing of the existing ones.
Okay. And so that is grinding it down and repaving it, or just
No,
just
it's-
patching the cracks?
What they do now is, yeah, let me show you what they do now. Now they'll come in, clean the existing court, repair all structural cracks. They use a right-way crack repair system. And then there's a product out that we've got 2 quotes. I got one from JAM Corp in Worcester today, and we've got one from Sports Tech out of Beverly. And they both are using the same products. It's a Nova acrylic. It's a 3-coat process they put down.
Okay.
And it's playable once they've done that.
So Sports Tech is the company that did the ones in Oxford at Greenbrier Park. They did
Okay.
them just this past year, and they're really nice. It's a great surface. It's prevents slipping. It's got like a almost a rough coat to it, so you don't slip on it. Whereas these out here, if there's any water on it at all, they're very slippery. So it would be another safety improvement.
Yeah, and then on top of that, with a 3-step of the acrylic, they don't have to do any seal coating. That takes care of the seal coating. And then they'd paint one set of, depending upon the color you pick for the court, then they'll paint a set of black lines for the basketball court.
Okay.
And then they'll paint 3 sets of, like we had done, 3 sets of
Three
lines for the pickleball courts in a different color.
Okay.
And the 2 quotes we've gotten, we're looking at between 18 and 22,000.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So I think going through the capital committee is probably the right idea. Certainly our budget isn't big enough to do that, at least until maybe we get more development here in town. I don't think our budget is going to increase enough to help you guys out.
Yeah.
Now, have you talked to the capital committee at all, or?
No, we were,
We were
Okay.
told we had to come through you.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because we talked briefly with Mike Fitz,
Patrick.
Fitzpatrick, and Lisa, and Mr. Wojcik. And he said this is the procedure to go through. So how does this work? We come to you with some proposals, then what happens?
That's a great question. This is our first time through this. My guess is if the board here recommends the project, I would put a memo together for the capital committee. And I'm not sure. My guess is you guys would go present to the capital committee. I would prefer that personally because you know more about the project. If I have to do it, I'll certainly come in and do it. But I think that's it. Now, there are many, many projects on the town. So, I don't want to speak too much out of turn. Sometimes, comparatively, your project is not very expensive to some of the other things that they're looking at. So sometimes what happens is, they spend on 2 or 3 bigger projects, and then there's enough money to do a couple of smaller ones, and if there aren't a lot of smaller ones, sometimes you get in. The capital committee would be able to give you a bit better sense of where you would line up in the project. And then every year, they put a plan together. They suggest funding for this year, and then I think they go as far as 5 years out. You'll see it on the town meeting mailer in the spring of what projects they think are most important.
Do you know what the time frame is for them getting it onto their meeting schedule so that it be included in their project
Tim, I don't
proposals?
think they're that far along yet. Do you?
No,
do you-
the budget process is just beginning,
It's
so
just beginning,
it-
so.
you're really in a sweet spot to spur that discussion along.
Yeah.
With a favorable review today, it gets caught up in that. I would say, as one of the more active groups, when you do go before capital committee, at the end of the day, you are taxpayers, and you should have a say in what is in the spending plan for the next fiscal year. Feel free to
My
advocate
understanding is
strongly
we
for
have to
that.
have 3 quotes to present to them, because it's under 50,000, so we have to have 3 quotes. And I would think that we'd be better off having those quotes in hand when we go before them.
Yeah.
Yes, they're going to ask you for what amount you need.
Right.
So I think an approximation is okay. That's what most, I mean, sometimes they're projecting what the dump truck's gonna cost and all of that. I'd probably aim a little high than a little low, right? You don't wanna get 22,000, then realize, oh no, it's 25,000, because then you're gonna have to find you can't go back to them at that point.
Right.
But to Tim's point, I think you're still in the meeting window, and my expectation is, you guys would get an invitation to go to one of the meetings once they received a recommendation, if that is the way.
So you'll put in a request? to have this considered?
Assuming, well, maybe we ought to does anyone else have any other, let's start here. Does anyone else have any other questions about the project?
I just want to ask if basketball, the surface is good for the basketball players that use that court, correct?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the cracks and lumps and bumps right now are getting a little dangerous for footing.
Sure.
Yeah, you're gonna
If
catch
you're
your
paying
sneaker
attention
on
to
some
what you're
of them.
doing, and you hit some of these bumps and cracks, it can catch
Yeah.
the toe of your snake at the
And the
heel.
lines will be painted for basketball
But
as
then
well.
everything would be for community use, it's a
Sure,
community.
sure, perfect.
Right.
Great, okay.
And you all saw this, right?
It was, I don't know.
Oh, what is that?
And
It was.
February's paper,
Oh, yeah.
we're the fastest growing
You guys-
community.
Are there
How much are those?
street lights out there?
No.
Terrible.
No, there's no, so if it gets dusky, there's no,
Right, we
like,
stop.
not on the court, but nearby, there's nothing out
That's
there.
right.
Back in the day, we had night leagues of basketball.
Yeah, so there's power there. So, as I'm sitting here, and I haven't, honestly, other than what's on the agenda, I haven't really thought about it, but we made some improvements with the fencing, right? This is on town property, right next to town hall. It would be really nice to,
We made some improvements with the fencing.
yes, sure. I think there might have been some help there, but no, you're right. It's only because you guys took it upon yourselves to
Yeah.
make it happen did it happen. My thought would be, if it's 18, let's do a little more research and see if we can't really invest in that property and find a couple streetlights and some halogen lights
That'd
and
be great.
really commit to it in one package to the committee. There's a need. I have no doubt that pickleball would like to play on a nice July evening. I have no doubt that the basketball crew wouldn't mind playing in, beyond 7 o'clock on a summer night.
Sure.
One of the things you mentioned came to mind. This corporation out of Worcester did the ones at Memorial Beach in Webster, the pickleball courts they have there. And it was very reasonable because they were hired to do a much bigger project in Webster, so they threw that in as well. And who knows what else they've got going on, and if it's a company that can do this as well, we might get it for a lot less than we hope.
I don't want to derail what we're doing here, but I'm thinking there's an opportunity there to really bolster that facility. What do you call it? Facility.
Yeah.
Has there been much talk amongst yourselves about increasing the number of basketball courts in town?
There has not. Not sure exactly where. I guess you could probably put one somewhere up in Martin Road if you wanted to. I'd be a little concerned about how much use that would get up there. I mean, a lot of the basketball use out here is the kids bike over from school or from the center of town,
The
and they play.
schools,
That's
some of the schools,
Yeah, that would not be our purview, unfortunately, but I don't know how much that skate park gets used anymore. That would be a spot for a basketball court if that's the desire of the school and the community. I can't say. I think you're better off trying to fix the one you have than, just so, part of the issue is you're pretty close to going to the committee with your proposal now. If you start talking about a new court, you're going to have to talk about locations and get another quote. And so
yeah.
that might be a great idea, but it might take, I'm not sure how
Well, there's a
urgently.
lot of work before that.
There is,
Yeah.
the same thing as Tim's discussion with lights, and we'll leave it up to you guys, I think, if you want to add that. I think it is a good idea if you can make it work. I don't think the cost would be, in the big scheme of things, significantly more.
Yeah.
Start.
Where do you
How
go
would we
to for
start?
lighting?
Yeah.
National
For the
Grid?
lights.
I would call our friends at National Grid, say that they have a couple poles.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, I know the town uses an outside vendor for the streetlights through the highway department.
Yeah, so maybe connect with the highway super
Highway
and
department, okay.
just
To
float
get
the
a price
idea.
anyway.
Yeah.
They would know what's existing out there too. You said they used to have lights?
Back in the day, there
yeah,
was night
so-
leagues out there
Okay.
in the summer.
So, and that's, you guys have your own ideas, if that's attractive to you to play a couple nights till 9
Oh,
o'clock.
We could check.
Definitely.
Northbridge just opened their courts this past year, and they're all lights, and I think they're on a timer over there in Whitensville.
Yeah,
or Linwood.
Linwood, yeah.
Oh, Linwood, yeah,
has lights,
yeah, they do.
Those were all new courts that they put in. Good idea.
Mm.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else?
So now you will put in a request to have us go before them?
So we still have to vote I'm trying to get through here to try to support the project. And then we talked to Lisa, I think she'd have me write a memo or recommendation to the capital committee that we
Okay, we
recommend the
don't do that.
project.
You have to do
We
that.
would, and then I would try to tell her to reach out to you guys to schedule a meeting with the capital committee. I'd probably include Mr. Fitzpatrick on the email, just so we're all,
Great.
I got Jim's email, I can CC him as well, so. A quick, well, let's take this first, then I have another quick question. So, should we make the recommendation including the possible lights? Is that something we want to do, or do we want to just stick with the refinishing's not the right word, but the resurfacing, thank you.
Make a motion to do with the lights.
Okay, resurfacing, I'm just trying to think, there aren't houses around.
Well, let's maybe speak generically. Say, make a motion to approve the Pickleball Association's requests for further consideration of improvements of the municipal basketball and pickleball courts to include resurfacing and the potential for lighting.
Okay.
You can
That's
just
it.
play that back.
That's an excellent motion. Motion Tim just made. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was good.
That's why we have them video.
Yeah.
All right, so Tim has made the motion, Jen has seconded. Are there any other questions or comments? Okay, so all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So that's unanimous. So I'll reach out to Lisa, see what's done, and keep you guys in the loop here. Probably by the end of the week, we'll have something over to them, okay?
Wonderful.
One more question. So in the past, I know the basketball program, I've been dealing with,
Donna.
Donna,
Yeah.
yes. I was going to say Dawn. I didn't think that was right. Donna, I had a brain cramp there. Is she still in charge? Is she the one we should be working through, or?
Any of us.
Yeah, any of us.
Yeah.
She is still involved, but she had a meeting tonight. so she
Okay,
couldn't come.
okay. I just
We're all
want
members of the,
Yeah, so sometimes there's just, somebody wants to use the gym, and what time do you got? Somebody just recently asked, can they use the gym from 4 to 5? And the question was, what time do you start setting up on Thursdays? It's just kind of easier to have one contact person to text as opposed to, so.
You can still work with Donna.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I just
yeah,
want to make sure she was
everybody's
involved.
input for
Yeah.
contact.
Yeah, okay. Anything else, guys? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are you guys sticking around for the possible discussion about refinishing the court?
Oh. I guess we should. Okay,
Okay,
we will.
all right. I know that's an interest of Donna
Yeah,
at least,
yes.
and I think the basketball program can speak to that. That's going to be part of our spending projects for
Oh,
recreation.
I understand.
Okay. All right. So circling back to number 2, picnic at the park. Rhonda, are you here? Come on up.
Hi, Rhoda, how are you?
Hello, hello.
Good. Hi. How are you?
So, you would like to move your event to Soldiers Field, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Last year, 2025, we kind of outdid Martin Road.
Okay.
And Brett, or the whole police department recommending us to find a bigger venue.
Okay.
So that's where Soldiers Field came in.
And what are your plans for this year?
Pretty much the same thing as we've been doing, sensory-friendly event, carnival themed, no rides. We do a craft fair, food trucks.
Okay.
We have like small inflatable, they're not rides, activities.
Bouncy house type?
No bouncy houses.
Bouncy,
They're
sorry.
just little game type
Okay.
things.
Yeah, like inflatable skee ball.
You know, ring toss and cornhole and a couple of
We
them.
try to keep it carnival themed, but for sensory friendly people.
Okay.
Public is welcome, as always, but it's all sensory friendly. No loud noises, flashing lights, no strong smells.
Anyone else have any questions before
No.
I keep going? Do you usually set up in the field or in the parking lot?
We put when we're at Martin Road, we did the food trucks in the parking lot,
Okay.
and then everything else was up on the field.
Okay.
So over at Soldiers, we try to keep it the same. I know there's a back strip, like behind the dugout, I guess.
Yep.
I was thinking maybe put food trucks up there, and then put the craft fair and all the activities on the field. They seem to have a bigger parking lot up there, so it's
The parking lot's bigger on Martin Road, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, the parking lot's bigger on Martin Road, just for your planning purposes. It is.
because we block half of it off for food trucks at Martin,
Right,
so
yeah,
so that's why
So-
it seems smaller.
yeah.
You know, my thought would be if you're going to move the food trucks on the field, you'd try to do it in the back, right? In the back behind the big
Where the building is.
diamond. There's
yeah.
kind of a
Yeah, behind the
there's a
backstop
fence, so
there.
you
Yeah.
kind of pull them in there. So between the back diamond and the property fence back there, not on the actual field.
Right.
Okay.
There's the library did an event last year where they put the food trucks up there. They played a movie.
Yeah. The
Did you
Ethos
know
movie, is that where they put the food
Yeah, it's
trucks?
behind the third base dugout.
Okay. Just so we're all on the same page. So I guess that's all I'd have. Trash pick, the usual stuff we talk about, trash pickup.
Yep.
So they do have 2 bathrooms there. Are those are still functioning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the 2. Is there still the porta
I usually
potty?
I usually put one porta potty, right? I think I do a handicap down there. Yes.
Okay.
Ben usually gives you guys some too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And will the porta potty be there in August, or will you
I
keep
can
it
leave
there?
it there, but typically,
Or are you planning to bring porta? I'm a little concerned about
they
just the 2
usually do it
bathrooms.
themselves. Like I usually have them removed for the
Okay.
baseball side. They're usually gone.
Okay.
Although he just leaves them, and I think he just gives them to you guys for the next thing. He doesn't bill me for them, right? It's Ben.
Right, yeah. Ben gives them to
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
you work it out with him
That
just to
part,
try
yeah.
to, I don't know if the
Yep.
2 bathrooms will be sufficient, it's just kind of
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine. Then we'll have Ben do it again.
Yeah.
Sometimes the porta potties are the desirable option. Something, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
For me.
No, same. Yeah.
Volunteer work, and sometimes things get
Oh, okay.
behind.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then for me, just communicate with the police, is that all is safe there? As it sounds like you've been doing in the past?
Yes,
Yep.
we invite them to be part of the event. They set
Okay.
up their own booths and everything, and they bring Finn down, but they also walk through as patrol.
Yeah, and Brett Falone said he would talk to somebody if they needed to talk to him about why we need to switch and how he
Yep.
favors it, so.
Yeah, as long as they're in the loop, that's all right by me. Anyone else have any other questions? So if not, I'd be looking for a motion to approve the use of Soldiers Field for the picnic in the park on August 15th, 2026.
So moved.
Can we also start set up Friday night?
Sure.
Okay.
So are you, if it pours on the 15th, will you do it Sunday the 16th?
No, we tried to do rain dates in the past, and I can't coordinate all the vendors and food trucks, so it's just rain or shine.
Okay, so let me amend the motion for the permission to use Soldiers Field picnic in the park on Friday night the 14th and Saturday the 15th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by John. Any other questions, comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. You're all set?
Thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome.
Good luck. Bye.
All right. Thanks for everyone's patience. We're getting through as best we can. Joint discussion with members of the Historical Commission regarding the Interpretation Board at Soldiers Field. How are we doing?
Good, how are you? Good.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. So, okay, so when we last met, gosh, a year or so ago,
It was June, yeah.
we talked about the interpretation board for baseball history. We had talked about possibly splitting money, doing some fundraising. I had also submitted a grant to the Douglas Cultural Council, hoping it would pass. Not a go. In preparation for today's meeting, I talked to Jean. Turns out the Historical Commission does not have the money we thought we had.
Okay.
Oh,
At least not for
Jean
those.
also does not think you guys are going to have the money you guys hope you'd have. She's just like, with everything, the way things are. Jean's suggestion was that we put it to town meeting to get the $2,000.
So we're not looking for money today, we're just looking for your support of the board and the...
Yep, so the Historical Commission would put it to town meeting requesting the $2,000 to create the board, but we would need your backing because it involves Soldiers Field.
Okay.
Yeah, and we figured the cost, we're still waiting for a more specific cost, but we figured 2,000 or so. It's not a big spend for the town, but it is big when we don't have a budget.
Yeah, that's a lot of cookies we'd have to make.
Did Jean come up with a funding source to pull the 2,000 from?
Oh, like where within the town?
Jean just said to put everything together and they would submit it to, she would put it on either the warrant or the special town
And we would
meeting.
turn to finance along the way.
So we'd have to go to
Yeah,
Finance Committee and then
She did call me this afternoon, I don't know if she got in touch with you, Brian, but told me the same thing, that she thought that would be the best source of funding for this,
Yeah.
because of that money wasn't there that you guys had thought was there.
Right.
Okay. So is the commission itself allowed to put things on the warrant, or do they need to get 25 signatures?
You can certainly do that by citizens petition. I think
Right.
the goal would be to go through the process through FinCom. Well, first the selectmen get it on the warrant, right?
Jean said
I thought
FinCom
Jean,
first.
I thought Jean said FinCom, then to the board.
Then selectmen.
Well, so I would say FinCom first if we were going to try to find a spot in the budget for it.
She said, like I said, she
But-
said town meeting or special town meeting
Okay.
for either of those
So,
warrants.
I don't know if you remember, Dawn, a few years ago, the library put a repair or something on as an additional item,
As like an...
an additional
yes,
town
that wasn't-
warrant meeting, and I don't know if they did that, if the Board of Trustees did that or not. So, okay,
I wasn't heavily involved in that.
okay. So I'm not sure if a town commission / board can add things, I guess they could come to you and you guys could add it to the warrant. Is that
Yeah, I
probably the way
think
it would
that's
go?
what it is, the selectmen.
Okay.
But I think it's important to go through the budgeting process, whatever it is. as
And I think
opposed to
that's why
just a
she said,
standalone.
I think that's why she said FinCom first. So what she wanted us to do, get the solid quotation from the company as well as the solid plan. Call her when we get all of that. She wants us to try and get it done before the end of March. And then she'd walk us through the next steps, which she said would be FinCom and Board of Selectmen.
But it's still like that 24 by 36 with the color graphics and the whole thing that we just need to map it out and get a little bit more solid from
Yeah.
probably Sunshine.
And the problem is, we got a quote a year ago. Costs have changed drastically in that year, possibly. So that's the other concerns we have. And Jean also said that when we do it, we would need to, based on the quote, give a small amount of wiggle room and also see if we could get the company to stand by the quote so that when it is all finished, they don't all of a sudden be like, and here's an extra $1,000.
Yeah, there's limitations, right?
Yeah.
One other thing we probably should talk about is the anniversary of the game is September.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we're trying to get it done this year, is because we're trying to get it done for the 80th anniversary of the 46th game.
The Red Sox Yankees game. September.
On that
September-
board, is there any
September 26th.
reference to the legendary Babe Ruth teams of the 2020s?
And you?
No. Yeah, I think that's great. I would have the ironclad proposal, like if this were to go, you know, there's going to be a need to make a case for it at town meeting with a couple slides and the raisin, and you know, I think it's a baseball town, I'd be supportive, but
Yeah, like I said, I mean,
that's in a row.
Yeah.
we've got a 4-page outline, 4-page timeline that has to be drastically
Condensed.
condensed
Yeah.
and getting some graphics. We do have a contact with the Red Sox organization to try and get some better graphics than what we have, hopefully, from the 46th game.
Oh, nice.
I just ask a question. So I know last time we had spoke, you guys were trying to do fundraising. Okay, so is that just you guys?
Jean says if we go to town meeting, that would be the only source of funding.
Okay.
Yeah. Because originally we were thinking we were coming in here
Is that-
to talk about fundraising,
Yeah.
and then, like I said, I called Jean, and Jean's like, we got to talk
Between
about
us
this.
not having money, not getting the cultural council, you know.
So historically, like, because it's a historic and like you guys can't do your own fundraising for sales.
She kind of just shot down the fundraising because of the amount of money that would be needed.
Okay.
She's like, the best bet would be to go this route. Yeah. Because I don't, like I said, I don't know what we would do for $2,000 for fundraising.
That's easy. I can help you. Yeah, I can show you how to make money easily. Yeah,
So, I mean,
definitely.
She works for Vational.
Yeah, no, yeah, like we do organizations a lot, but no, I was just curious because I feel like that would be something that easily, like, a lot of people in town, and I feel like a lot of people don't know about this in town, like business-wise, that would love to participate in it, but you would have to like talk to those people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get donations,
So it would
it's
be
light
like,
work, but
if it doesn't pass town meeting, then that would have to be
the way you
the
go.
next step.
Okay.
Yeah, since we're talking May anyway, we'd have time at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Okay, all right.
I was a little concerned about the time frame Jean gave you, so like,
That seems too far into.
yes.
She said end of March at the latest.
So, I'm on the finance committee
Yep.
as well. Our meeting on the first Tuesday in April is our final meeting that we're approving the budget, we're approving our warrant articles, we're approving our recommendations, we're not approving, the town meeting approves.
First
excuse me.
Tuesday?
First Tuesday, so I would think you would want to try to get this rolling as quickly as you can.
Okay, when's your next meeting? Is
Tuesday, a week from Tuesday would be our next meeting. We meet every other Tuesday, and then we meet 3 in a row. We meet the Tuesday before. I'm doing this off the top of my head. We only meet on Tuesdays, and I can put you in touch with the chairman of the FinCom to get. I'm sure adding you to the agenda would. There's one particular meeting that's pretty packed, but the others are not.
okay.
But I do think to get this rolling, we need some clarification on exactly how we're going about it and kind of getting on meeting agendas. They're going to have the same issue. They meet on the other Tuesdays.
Yep.
And getting on their agenda might be a little tricky as well. So, you know, if you think you can have your ducks in a row, I would almost get on the agenda, get on the meetings first. And then, you know, if for some reason you can't get in your ducks in a row, you can just say, I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to do it for
Okay.
this year.
That's a plan.
Okay.
So for FinCom, I would talk to Jean. She's kind of the scheduler for who appears what, and she communicates with the chairman to set the agenda.
What
Okay.
could you guys give me some direction on what would be needed for these meetings besides the quotation?
for FinCom, not anything other than the quotation, a
And a
discussion,
little story about
a
it.
little story about it. I don't think they're going to be too interested on what
Yeah.
it
For
looks like.
both boards, really, right?
I think we talked about the selectmen, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, we would have some sort of editorial control of the final product, I would think. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure you do a great job, but,
So related to that, so Becky has there's a lot of baseball history in town, but it's more than can fit in a 24 by 36. So then we've got the other option to just make it about the Red Sox-Yankees exhibition game in 1946. I don't know if there's a thought either way to which would fit fine, but it wouldn't be maybe as relevant. I don't know.
Because the full history does like the mill leagues and all of that, which I
I'm
think,
very fond of all that stuff.
Going back
Yeah.
more broadly.
That's just me.
but I mean, when I did this, I included like scores and all that kind of stuff, and we can definitely condense a lot of that. We've got the Cuppy Coppola, who ended up being an actual MLB player, so from town. So we've got a few things we can also highlight.
Okay.
So like I said, at this point, what we're really needing from you guys is backing at this point more than anything.
Yeah, I think we're all in favor
Sure.
of it. Do we want to take a official vote of
Wouldn't hurt.
recommendation? Okay. So I'd be looking for a motion to, I guess, just to approve the interpretation board at Soldiers Field pending financing. For everybody.
So moved.
Motion made by John, seconded by Tim. Any other questions or comments? Okay.
Can I ask one more question? Do we need to get anything from you guys from when we meet with the boards?
In writing.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can.
I just didn't know if it was something.
I'm happy to put a memo together if that's what you need.
Okay.
Sure.
Just wasn't sure if it was
Yeah.
needed or not.
And one question that we may have talked about the last time we were here was a location. I think we wanted something that was freestanding, right? So it had like the angled setup.
Or we had also talked about putting it on
the cement. That's what I meant
on,
last.
yeah,
Oh,
on,
okay.
on the
Concession stand.
concession stand.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll talk to them about.
Yeah, because I think the quote we originally got was attachment to the concession stand.
That's what I remember.
Okay.
where?
Last time we talked, it was going to be like when you going to walk in, you can see it. Like right against that wall as you walk in, it would be there.
To the big field?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's.
So not on
So
either
everybody-
side of the building, just like
Yeah,
as you're
just
coming
like
out
as
of
you're
the
coming in,
parking
you
lot.
can see it.
Yeah, okay.
That's what that's where the last time we got.
Yeah, we had talked about that, or possibly in the front, but then we talked if we put it in the front, then people couldn't see it because you'd have people lining up to
For
get
the concession.
concessions.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's one of those areas.
All right. Well, as long as we know it's on concrete, we can, or cement, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That
getting
part
the
can be
funding
worked
is
out.
important first, and then I think the details can be worked out later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as I know what's going on in the building somewhere.
Okay.
So, circling back to the motion, I've lost track now. I'd be looking for a motion to approve the interpretation board at Soldiers Field. I can't remember if anyone actually made the motion, so look.
I did, Tim seconded.
Okay, John made the motion,
We didn't
Tim's
vote
Tim's second. I know we didn't vote, I didn't remember.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right, unanimous. All right. So, yeah, so reach out to Jean about getting on the meeting. I'm happy to help with any questions.
Okay.
Small town, you're kind of lucky I'm on the finance team. Tim's on the selectmen, so
Everybody's on
everybody's on everything. So,
Everybody's on everything.
I know,
Multiple.
we're all on
Walk you
multiple
through.
things.
Don, if it worked that way, it would be really ugly.
Yeah, I
This
know.
process protects
It's
everyone.
just 2,000.
Well, that's just it too.
Yeah.
We overcomplicate some of this stuff. But,
Yeah,
yeah, tax dollars, tax dollars. I gotta
right, exactly.
spend everyone wisely.
All right.
all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, do some discussion on the 2026 projects, for our 2026 budget. My thought tonight would just be an initial discussion. usually we talk about these things and any projects need fine tuning anyway, so we'll just talk about it a little bit. I put out invitations to the Pickleball Club, the Open Space Committee, and the 3 youth sports in town. So first up, why don't we bring the pickleballers and the basketball group up? We can talk about the gym if they want. So the budget is, it's 5,000, so we'd have about half of that to spend after we get done with the lights.
Just bring it, Joe.
There is the donation fund account for anything in the municipal center, so we would have an option to use that as well. So,
That's right, so it's 25. So, right.
so our budget is 25, but
Okay.
if when we're talking about the
Yeah.
2,500, yes, 2,500, sorry, 2,500.
And the rest is your discretion of the other group. Got it.
Okay. All right, so maybe I'll let Chris lead off. Does basketball have any priorities we'd like to hear about?
So we had a punch list of things that maybe we could talk about. The first was the side hoops, and looking at replacing the side hoops at some point. We know that we have some money available, so that was something that we were interested in. The second one was we have a board member who does woodwork, and he was interested in sanding and staining the bleachers, and was wondering if that was something that the town would be interested in. He would do it personally, so that would be a significant savings. So he wanted just to like throw that idea out to the board to see if there's interest in that, and then how to go about that. You guys can tell us how to proceed. And then we did talk about refinishing the floor. The board's opinion was that probably the floor could last one more year, and we would look at refinishing it next year. But that's open to discussion with the pickleball group, because they use it as well. And then the other thing we were starting to look into was scoreboard replacement, but we would look to see if we could get sponsors to pay for that. So we would do, basketball would do the work to go out, get quotes, try to get some local businesses to sponsor it. I'm sure you've all seen scoreboards at other gyms.
Sure.
They have ads on it. So we were going to start working on that this summer to see if that would be a possibility. And then the only other thing was we had a question about the fridge in the hallway, and who owns the fridge, and what's the deal with the fridge, and can we get rid of the fridge or use the fridge? We're not sure what's going on with the fridge. Just had that general question. Just had that general question about the fridge. So that was our punch list.
Okay. I guess to answer the fridge quickly, I believe the basketball program owns the fridge.
Okay.
It has for many years.
Okay.
If you don't want it anymore, I'd probably reach out to Adam.
Okay.
And we can it wasn't working great. It was working well enough, but not great a year ago. So I know you guys use coolers this year. At least that's what my daughter told me. So if you don't plan to use it, want to get it out of there, I'm sure Adam would lug it out for you if you wanted to.
Sounds good. We just didn't know who owned it. So now that we know we own it, we can figure out what to do with it.
Okay. Sanding of the bleachers, is that considered?
I would go through the process.
So my concern about that is, right, any repair, we're gonna have to get them up to code? Zach,
There's,
well, I don't know what the,
fine line there.
yeah, I don't know what the rules are exactly, so, any repair, if you gotta bring up to code, you're almost gonna have to replace them.
Okay, sounds good.
Because you need railings and that sort of stuff, so, I guess Matt would know.
I would suppose, yeah.
Yeah, so, if you or Jason want to send me a few more details, I can talk to Matt about that if that's what you want to do. I just don't know what the laws are about
What
that.
triggers it?
What triggers it, yeah.
I totally understand. And that was more of like a pet project for a board member who could
Okay.
do that.
As a volunteer?
Yeah. But I think some
Or inside?
some financial for doing it, but like significantly under what it would normally cost.
Right. Yeah, that gets a little messy. If
For
it was
sure.
in kind,
It
it
does.
may have some wiggle room.
For sure. Okay, that sounds good. We can run that. I'll run that by everyone and see what we think about that.
Okay. Does pickleball have any, I know Donna had talked about refinish, she'd like to refinish the floor this year. Is there anything else in there you would be interested in?
I don't think you had anything else in mind.
Okay.
We were discussing the refinishing. It hasn't been that long, has it? I mean, time flies.
So,
2 years.
the previous basketball president and I did it every 2 years. I thought that was a little excessive. It's probably, I mean, they refinished it when you guys had the new lines painted, so that's been, that's been 2 years?
2 years.
2 years now.
And
So,
the type of finish, I don't know what was done in the past. You could get the oil base or the water base, and the water base is what we got, and he had to do a number of coats, but they dried more quickly, I guess, and when you do the urethane.
so, you know, a couple of thoughts. You guys were doing it in the winter, I believe, right? Or did you do it right around time? There was some time restraint. If you did it in the summer, you know,
in the
it could
summer.
take away, they could
Yeah.
close the gym for 2 weeks.
We were outside.
It was in
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
all right, maybe, okay. Maybe
we
my
were
memory
outside.
is off. You know, I don't think you would want to repaint and resand, because that doesn't have many, I would think we'd just be talking about refinishing, which,
No.
Just
new
another
coat.
clear coat.
Yeah.
10 years ago was a couple of grand. I'm sure it's 50% more now, but the last time we did it when I was in charge, it was about 2 grand.
Did we do that separate from painting the lines? What was that? The
It was
lines were
done, it
painted
was done.
separately?
I think you did them both at the same, usually if they
You did
paint,
both at the
yeah,
same
usually they reseal it after they paint the lines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's, we can.
Yeah, because the
we
line,
can
yeah,
look.
right,
The lines are
right, right.
underneath this.
Right, underneath
Yeah.
the clear coat.
I'm just wondering what the price was for just the clear coat. I don't know if we have one, if they did the lines together.
No, they were two separate.
I
quotes.
think
yeah,
you're right
Donna would
on
know.
as far as the price.
So, you guys are, I don't know if fortunate's the right word, is we do have additional funds for that municipal center through the donation account. So if you wanted to bring proposals to us, you know, we'd be happy to talk about it and listen. I don't know about the consensus about refinishing the floor. I'd be happy to do that if that's what.
When would you want to have that discussion?
Whenever it was.
I mean, do we have a time?
No, there's no, because it's a donation account, there's no date.
Okay.
The money has to be spent by, there's, it's just, it was a donation made by youth basketball to make sure their funds were used for that, not other things, so.
Yeah, so those funds aren't subjected to the budget process.
Well, they roll over year after year,
They
so.
do roll, not a June 30th deadline.
No.
Okay.
We just need a chance to sit down together and talk about it.
Yep,
Right.
okay.
But I do like the,
Yeah,
Okay.
and Jason, he's the
Side
president,
court.
vice president.
Jason.
Yep.
Yeah, I would also probably be in favor of the side hoops, if that, I don't know. but
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I think we would be interested in that.
I go by the experts at Living.
Yeah, I'd be, myself would be less enthusiastic about paying for a scoreboard replacement unless you told me it didn't work at all,
Yeah,
so.
that, we're not asking for that.
okay.
We want to bring it to the attention because if anything's done in the municipal center, we want to make sure that we go about the right channels.
Yeah.
And if we find our own funding for it and come to the board, we just want to
Yeah,
make sure that.
Yeah, I'll beef that. I think we'd all be, if you guys want to pay for it yourself, I think it'd be fine. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Okay, so if we discuss it with the basketball
Yeah.
league, then we come back to you with our,
Yeah, we'll probably meet again here in another month or so, maybe late March after the state basketball playoffs. So I don't end up getting double scheduled, so, you know, and then we probably, at that point, hopefully approve our budgeting for this year, but again, you're not on any time frame with the rolling over of the donation account.
In my opinion, the floor's held up fairly well this year. I don't know about you guys, but.
No, I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
Just want
That's
to
why I was-
preserve it.
Yeah.
I was asking about the finish is different from what's been done in the past, and hopefully the finish we had put down will last longer than what's been done.
So do you want to, you figure you want to meet with us and we'll just discuss it and then
Absolutely.
we'll come
We
up
can
with
exchange
a-
contact information and we
Right,
can do that.
exactly, we'll do that. Okay.
Okay, great.
Good.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, our friends from Open Space want to come up and join us?
All right, my name is Jason Sanchez.
How are we today?
Here.
It's usually not this filled, so we have a lot.
I'm comfortable now.
Clothing on.
Yeah, feels good.
All right, so do you have any particular
We
projects?
didn't know how much there was available, you know, we'd like $12,000 for a bridge across our brook.
It's probably out of our
A
price
couple of
range.
bridges.
So as Jen said, we have about 2,500 per year to
Yeah.
spend.
Yeah, and you have
5,000 is our
donation.
budget, 2,500
Yeah.
is approximately how much it costs to turn the lights on at the various places, and so we
Yeah.
have another 2,500 to spend.
Yeah, and we're setting up a donation account as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Found out about that idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
I
it's
don't know
helpful.
who's gonna donate, how do you advertise it, just amongst yourselves, or
Jen's the expert.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can help you.
tell you,
I can show
tell
you what to do.
everybody?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, did you come up with some ideas, Dick, that have fit within that budget? You're the one that got us on
Within
this
a zero
into this
budget?
meeting.
Our evenings.
You know, I didn't come up with any ideas. I mean, you have a grant in, and we are getting, you know, we're asking for the whole thing to be matched from the at the meeting and all sorts of things going on, so, and we wouldn't even be doing anything to it until the fall. We won't even know whether we got the grant until September.
I'm sorry, can you talk about that? I'm not aware of that. Could you talk about that?
It's the trails grant.
Okay, we'll be in touch. And, you want mine?
She mentioned you guys are applying for a grant. I'm just curious. I know it doesn't have anything to do with us. but- And then you said town meeting or something. Would you match it?
Okay, we'll be in touch.
We're
Get
creating
together and come up with a
trails
plan this year,
Yeah.
next
in the
year.
town-owned property,
Right.
and it's
I didn't
pretty
know
much
that.
cheap.
Yeah.
It's just manual labor,
Right.
occasional bladed.
Yeah.
It's
The
the,
bridge is to complete one of the loops, and the trail is there. The problem is that there's a rock in the middle of the stream,
Okay.
and if you jump on the rock and you miss it, you're in trouble,
Yeah.
which I did.
Yeah.
I didn't watch. I recommended against, I don't know which one, it's the, none of these ones that are showing up. Land and Water, no.
So are you, I don't really consider
Yeah,
the specific that you're applying to the state? Is again trying to get a grant from the
Right.
state? And for how much, just out of curiosity?
21,000.
Okay, and
And
that's,
that's to update the Keven property, open it up a little, make some parking. There's a boulder in the middle of the trail that we were given that's like the size of a Volkswagen,
Yeah.
get rid of that.
okay.
And at least get into the area, you know,
Yeah.
and we would like a bench eventually, but, you know, I think maybe we threw that just for the heck of it onto the tail end of it, which
Yeah.
can go either way, but, so
And
we
did
don't
you
know
say you were
about
hoping
that.
the town would match that, or no? Did I misunderstand that?
We have, no,
Okay.
we have to get the whole thing okayed by the town, and so that when, and then
Oh, so after
they
the
will
grant
pay,
to
yeah,
do
so
the
we-
renovations,
yeah,
you'd have to
they
get
will
it.
pay us back after we do the work, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's how the state works sometimes.
Yes. But, so, you know, there's that money, but there's many of the properties that we're looking at, you know, don't have, a lot of them are wet. And they're just pieces that are worthless in a lot of situations. And there's very little access, and if there is, there's very little parking and whatnot, but.
How is the bench on the Mozinski property? Is that being used? Did that work out, do we
Yeah, we
think?
really publicized that and got a lot of good feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Dick's doing. It was, what, was it $250 for the bench or something like that?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
So,
Do we think that would be
well, I think
something
in-
that could be used on another property, or that would have a similar effect? If it's
Yeah.
being used, that's great. That's a great way to spend our
Yeah.
funds if people are.
So because we don't have, I think that to get something, we really, I know Jean's like, you need to have a place where you're going to put it. You can't just say you want a bench and
Yep.
not just and store it in someone's garage until you come up with something. So
Right.
we don't have
Okay.
a place to put it. But Dick's big on the Mary Lynn Doobie property up on Manchog Street to make it's a field. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know who mows it, but it abuts the river. Great for fishing and biking and stuff like But I believe that we are restricted to keeping it natural on a conservation property.
Okay.
So that if we wanted to put in a European exercise equipment or something, that would be a no-go. A community garden would be a no-go, which needs to be just changed in the wording of the property into another type of property to do something like that. But I mean, that off Manchog Street is a perfect place for a community garden right on the river.
That would be great.
But, so what I did, instead of coming up with something for $2,000 or whatever,
Yeah.
I went through the open space and recreation plan
Okay.
and came up with a lot of ideas that the Recreation Commission could spend their money on.
Okay.
Like, there's, I don't know if you've seen the plan, but there's a lot of things that are recommended for you folks.
Okay.
But, just like on Martin Road, for instance, they stabilize the bleachers and make ADA, it's not really good for handicapped people up there to get around. So they want, multi-use path around the property, 3 or 4 handicap spots, ADA accessible picnic tables, and in Soldiers Field as well. You can't turn the faucets if you're handicapped, and the ramp doesn't quite have the right grade to it, and things like that. So Dick would love an activity shed for his cross-country ski or his snowshoes that he refuses to use again. But, maybe a shed for, just loaning out different sports things that people age out of. I have so many pairs of cross-country skis at my house that never get used.
Okay.
I know that John knows the Doobie Street property. I don't know about the rest of you,
I'm not familiar.
but it's gravel pits, so there's some pretty steep banking in there, and it strikes me as though we could do something there that would be fun for the kids. And also, on the backside of it, the Mumford River continues from
Manchog Village. It's actually
Yeah.
been rerouted there to go through Manchog Village, I think. I'm not totally sure. It's very confusing.
And somewhere I read, and it's got to be state kind of comment somewhere, that they stock the Mumford River with trout.
They do. That's a
Okay, so
fact,
you know
yeah.
that. How far up do they get?
I'm not sure, but I've seen them right at Soldiers Field putting the trout in.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yep, every spring.
So we have the town, have several plots of land that border the Mumford River. And it seems like we could make some interesting trails in through there,
Basically,
despite the concerns.
the Mazinski property, that is the Mumford River that comes out of the reservoir or not. And then the next piece of property, you walk across the street from where you park from the Mazinski property, and it's the panhandle that is the river that Sutton Douglas LLC has given us as a piece because they had to. That stretches all the way to Conservation Drive, which we've been given a 2-acre property right there as well recently. So there's a lot in there, but
other things that I've written down are, well, just surveying some of these properties so we know what the boundaries are. I mean, one of them, you know, the one that we were given by Sutton Douglas LLC is like, it goes, you know, anything near the river that they can't use. I mean, they should be obligated to mark off what we get, I would think, but no go, so.
We have looked at the property from the assessor's point of view, global positioning, the points, and we have done some work on the actual properties, going out there and saying, okay, this is the corner, we think.
That would be a good thing that we could ask for as a tool, because Dick's numbers never match up with the ones online. I don't know if it's Dick.
backyards.
Oh my gosh, we've spent a few hours out on the road going, I don't know where I am, you know. Yeah. But yeah, if we actually, if there was an independent thing that you could have that would do that, I don't know how much those go for, but
Well, currently, we use a cell phone, and that's reasonable.
not for you though. For Becky it works. But
I wouldn't stake my life on it.
No.
Is that the plan right there, that document there? Can I find that somewhere online?
you can on the
Okay.
Open Space
On the Open
website.
Space website? Okay, great.
And actually, we got it, I think because so many people are doing it, or there's just not the money, we got it extended. It's a 10-year instead of a 7-year plan now. We just got it, we just basically did, you know, anything that was 3 years, we made it 6 years. But, you know, you're welcome to borrow this. There's one in the office, but there's one online.
Look online. I have some time. I'd be just curious what's in there.
Yeah, see what you guys are
Sure.
committed to. Yeah, it's a lot in here. It's a lot that's, you know, the geology of town or whatever. We're disheartened to find that the GPS in the town website there is not topographic, so we can't see like what's going on the certain properties, but.
Okay. Anyone else have any other?
Use your time up. We'd like some money, but we don't know what for. If you think of something, let us know.
All right.
The GIS is topographical. Isn't there a layer you can
I
put on
believe
there?
there is, yeah, there's a layer.
Yeah, click around that a little bit.
On the access?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Because you can do the
There's two different types, like the ones where you get the property cards, and the other one has like a different mapping layer.
Yeah, you
where you
layer
can go
it.
through and just slide it across. You should see. It's neat. You can check
Yeah.
boxes.
I almost didn't buy my
I
house.
still have a
because
flip
it was-
phone on.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
one of them. Yeah. All right.
All right, thank you very much for your
Thanks for
time.
listening to our
All
work.
right.
We wondered
thank
where,
you, guys.
if there was a rec commission. Now we know there certainly is. Proud of it. Yeah.
You're walking away without asking them for money?
Yeah.
For now.
Well, Dick, did you?
We'll be here.
You got us here, and you don't have any ideas, so.
Bye, you two. Have a great night.
He's an alternate on our committee.
Okay. Next on the agenda, Mr. Bonin asked to put this on the Recreation Commission roll in the 250th anniversary of the town.
I did. Recreation Commission role. So it is my belief that the 250th committee is going to use Soldiers Field at some point as a anchor or a staging or an end point
I
to a
think the
parade
end
or
point is
two.
what I heard.
It's premature, but
Was this for a parade? I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah.
know anything about it.
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're
Okay.
working details out.
Great.
But they had asked, and I said, we'll just put it on the agenda and let the commission know that they would be looking to use that town property. I cannot see any issue with it whatsoever, but there are no details.
Do we know what day they're planning to do?
I do not.
Okay.
Actually,
Hopefully not August 15th.
no. It's
Oh,
Don't do that.
either north or south of July 4th.
Okay.
yeah, I think around July 4th.
July 4th, okay. All right. Perfect. Back on the agenda, is to try to get the approval of one user for National Grid. So, do you need something?
We thought of something on the way out the door.
What do you got?
Okay, have a seat.
This is just a quick one that we have passed Matt Wojak as well.
Okay.
Is a kiosk in the front area by the parking that shows sporting things happening, just regular.
Various recreation activities is the intent. Big enough to put on 8.5 by 11, several announcing upcoming basketball schedules, baseball,
Yeah.
soccer,
Okay.
He
New
built some
trail
for
opening up.
200.
Trails.
For 200 you can do it, Dick?
Trail
Is that what she just said?
Yep, he did one at the Mazinski property for, how much did you spend on that one?
the one
The
that's in
kiosk.
the
Mazinski?
Ozinski was $100. But that's not one for out here. We need a bigger one out here for all the recreation activities in the town.
Okay. If you'd like to bring a little more substantial proposal, I'm not sure we would consider it. Maybe we'll probably meet again in a few weeks here, I can let you know.
Yeah, we can give you an estimate, but we can't do anything. Matt's working on it,
Okay,
and I don't know where it is when Matt's working on it.
okay, well, you have a few weeks maybe to follow up with them and try to figure out where you're
We'll tell him we
at.
mentioned it to you.
Okay,
All right.
But I'm looking at something like an 8-foot piece of plywood, 3 feet high, not 4 feet, 3 feet. And that's because people aren't midgets down here, and they aren't basketball
You'd
players
take
that
that
read up in
other
the top.
and flip it if you were my father. You'd use that extra foot somewhere else in the project.
all right,
It's an alert, and that's on our wish list.
okay, fantastic.
You won't take your time up
All
this.
right, thank you very much.
Yep.
And thanks for letting us interrupt.
No problem.
See you.
All right, back to the National Grid bill. Jen, you still willing to be the signatory? So I'd be looking
If
for...
I can't, then you can, because you're right down the road.
Well, it's only one person, right?
There's an alternate. If
Oh, really?
you don't, I can do it if you don't want to do it. I don't
Yeah.
really.
No, I can do it. I'm just saying, like, if I go to the Cape, I will always
Yeah,
come back.
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm right down the road usually from it, so I just swing up when I can.
Yeah.
But just like to put an alternate in case I'm like not here on vacation. I don't want
Okay.
to not get paid.
Sure. Do you want to be the alternate? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd looking for a motion to have Jen as our signatory and John as the alternate.
So moved.
Second it.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Jen. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So the tricky part is this doesn't
We
go.
gotta meet
No,
again
yeah,
and approve it.
Before you can go.
Yes.
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 For the
Yes.
19th.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
already gave you the bill. You have it there.
I have the bill.
Okay.
I got Tim's signature on it, so I will
Okay,
pass that in
okay,
before we
great.
come out, when I head out here. All right. So let's catch up on meeting minutes. I have 3 sets. Pass that down to Jen. They're only 1 page each. We'll review them quick and get this squared away. I'll let you guys, give you guys a minute to review those.
Where was I?
You had some sort of selectman obligation. You were supposed to come and you texted me a half hour before, said I'm stuck. I may not make it.
Motion to approve is written.
I'll second it.
Motion made by John, seconded by Jen. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 1 set down, 2 to go. 2 from May 6th, May 6th.
That was a fine meeting. I make a motion to approve the May 6th meeting minutes.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by John. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Fancy way of saying adjournment.
Is that not spelled right?
Oh, I didn't. I thought it was fancy. I thought you were being French. No.
I don't think so. I don't know. I copied it from the last one.
Adjournment.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's funny, I see this, this EFIS producer, he's still going to the film festivals and the red carpets.
Really?
And kudos, but they will ride a movie for
I was gonna
years.
say, he's not on his next project?
I would think,
Yeah.
right? Anyway, that was a nice night on August 10th, 9th.
Yeah.
So, make a motion to approve the June 30th, 2025 meeting minutes.
I'll second it.
So we have Tim, second by Jen, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You have any topics not anticipated 48 hours in advance of the meeting? If not, I'd be looking for a motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Second it.
Motion made by John, seconded by Jen. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned at 6:41 PM.